Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Can we start? I'm Ahmed Saleh. I am a partner and I head the Innovation, Patents, and Industrial Property Department of Tamimi Company law firm. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to Tamimi and Company. We're very honored to host this reception in partnership with Crimson Partners, and special thanks to the Managing Director of Crimson Founders, Anusha Kalantari, for all the efforts and initiatives to bring this to life. Thank you. I would like to provide you with a very quick introduction of Tamimi Company. This will be followed by an introduction, and then I'll leave the mic to Anusha to take it forward to introduce herself and her organization, and then our esteemed guest who is with us online, Dr. Phil Budden. Welcome, Dr. Phil, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
It's not AI, it's So Tamimi Company is the largest law firm in the Middle East and North African region. We're more than 550 legal professionals across the MENA region. We have offices in 10 countries, 17 offices actually in 10 countries. We're a bit over 100 partners in the firm now, and over 1,000 employees coming from 60 different nationalities working under one roof. So we have offices all across the GCC region, from the United Arab Emirates to Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where we have 3 offices. We have offices in Bahrain, in Oman, in Kuwait. We have offices in Levant countries, Iraq, Jordan, and North Africa and Egypt. And we have a desk in Morocco. As we're one-stop shop, a large law firm in the Middle East and North Africa, we actually provide a one-stop shop to our clients. So we have a large number of practices. It's divided actually into legal practices and into industry-focused sectors. So in terms of practices, I'll not go through all the different practices we have, but you name it, it's a real one-stop shop for all legal services throughout the region. And from the sectorial perspective, we focus also, and we believe into specialization. So we have these industry sectors where professionals, legal professionals from different legal practices come together to specialize in specific industry sectors, such as, for example, healthcare or defense or education or energy or technology and so on. Country groups wise also, we have country desks to focus on bridging actually or facilitating commercial transactions between the region and between these countries. Specifically, we have a desk for Africa, for China, for India, and for South Korea. I'll zoom in into one specific practice, and as you've seen, we really have a big number of legal practices. This is the practice I head. It is the Innovation, Patents, and Industrial Property, which is a specialized practice focusing into research and development and innovation. So I know a lot of the startups here and companies are into the technology and innovation space. The reason I thought to zoom in into the practice, not only because I'm biased as being the head of this practice, but for this specific reason as well. So we do provide comprehensive legal services across the innovation cycle, from ideation to the protection of concepts and innovations to their commercializations. And we do work intensively actually with the public sector to review laws, draft laws, or other leadership engagements with the government. This is in a nutshell an overview of Tamimi Company. And again, we do host these kind of events to support actually the growth of the ecosystem in the UAE and other countries of the region. And we have many contributions, similar contributions, and we do believe into partnerships, and we do believe into collaborative efforts to grow the ecosystems, including the R&D and innovation ecosystem and the entrepreneurial and startups ecosystem. So putting aside our legal services, how we can help to support growing this innovation ecosystem, we do a lot of contribution from the CSR pro bono perspectives, as well to help the private sector and the governments growing this innovation ecosystem. This is where it stems our collaboration with Crimson Founders as part of our responsibility we feel to contribute to this region and to support good entities and startups like yourself. Thank you. I'll be with you throughout the event. I have some of my partners who will be here with us as well. And I wish you a very successful and enjoyable event. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Anusha, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who made it. We are so excited. We never thought that when we are going to open the applications for our initiative, we are going to receive 52 applications. I graduated from Sloan in 2021 and started MIT Female Founders Pitch Competition, which is an annual event that is held in New York City. And for the third year, we are going to do it in March at Deutsche Bank Center. Last year, when I came to UAE, there were a lot, I was going to a lot of conferences and they said, we are looking for startups, talent. And I'm like, I'm doing MIT Female Founders and every year we get 77 applications. So why not we bring all these incredible startups from MIT and Harvard to United Arab Emirates? Lucky I met David Tobit, people like the Ahmed Saleh. If you look on YouTube, you're going to see Ahmed even collaborated with us on a webinar. We created an info session with him about the United Arab Emirates landscape with respect to entrepreneurship, technology. And earlier today, we were at Dubai Future Foundation, which again, they put together an incredible program for our startups here. So Ministry of Economy, David Tobit, I owe this to David Tobit, who said, why don't you take half an hour from Investopia and bring startups from MIT and Harvard to present at Future 100? So we opened the applications, got 52, invited 19, and unfortunately in half an hour, only 6 could present at Future 100. And then I reached out to Ahmed, who is one of the greatest friends I have in Dubai. Every time I reach out to him, he's like, sure, we can do it at Al Tamimi. And I think his spirit towards entrepreneurship is the true reflection of what Al Tamimi is. And our mission is to welcome startups from MIT and Harvard to UAE, because this is a country that really is looking for talent, looking for incredible startups. And the country is changing by milliseconds. Every time I look outside, I see a new building or new mini island somewhere is popping up. And I'm like, when did they build this? I have an incredible team behind me. Christina Dolan, who's been with me every step of the way. Sam Hoik, James Camp, Ilya Lotov, John D'Agostino, Dr. Manolis Kellis, Dr. Phil Bodden, Ali Jumbahoy. Andre, his last name is difficult, so I'm not going to try to pronounce. So thank you very much. Having also you guys attend this session, it just shows that how much this country and the people in this country want to meet startups and want to learn about new ideas and technologies. Now, without further ado, I want to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Phil Bodden, who is a senior lecturer at MIT Sloan School of Management in Sloan's TIES, which stands for Technological Innovation, Entrepreneurship, and Strategic Management Group, where he focuses on innovation ecosystems around the world, their key stakeholders, and especially corporate innovation. Phil co-teaches in the successful Regional Entrepreneurship Acceleration Program, which is called REAP, and MIT Global Program for teams from around the globe interested in accelerating innovation-driven entrepreneurship. In his related class, known as the Regional Entrepreneurship Acceleration for Leaders, REAL, and on similar topics, especially corporate innovation, in a variety of executive degree and exec ed settings. So Dr. Phil actually visited Dubai a few weeks ago, and he is on the call joining us. And you see, I have an incredible team, so they are up on the slide now. So I'm going to step out so we hear from Dr. Phil.
Excellent. Anushe, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Wonderful. Well, first of all, thank you for that very kind introduction. And it's wonderful to see you online. As you mentioned, I was in Dubai last month, and it was great to get to see you there.
Dr. Phil, same here.
Wonderful. And wonderful also to see Ahmad of Al Tamimi. Thank you for being such a great supporter of these initiatives and also playing such a key role in such an important law firm across the MENA region. It's very impressive what you're doing. Now, Anushe, I had a couple of minutes of remarks, if everything is sounding okay.
Everything is perfect.
Wonderful. First of all, Anushe, thank you for making time to meet me when I was in Dubai in January. I agree with you. The place is changing so quickly. Every time I come back, something new has been built, or a new island, or a new initiative. So I am really pleased sitting here in Boston, able to see both MIT and Harvard, that you are such a good friend to the Crimson Founders coming out of these two fine Boston institutions. And thank you for helping them explore Dubai and the wider UAE. I don't think people in Boston always realize quite how much is changing in that part of the Middle East. And so it's really helpful to have a Crimson friend like you helping Crimson founders arrive in this exciting part of the world. You mentioned the REAP program. We were honored in MIT's REAP program to have a team from Dubai almost 10 years ago now. And we got to look at Dubai and we could see the ingredients for a successful innovation ecosystem. And the amazing thing is that Dubai has taken that forward very smartly and systematically over the last 10 years to deliver the amazing innovation ecosystem that is underway at the moment. We are especially proud because the champion of Team Dubai from Dubai, Abdullah bin Tuk is probably better known to you now as the UAE Minister for the Economy. So not only has he improved the innovation ecosystem, but he's now in a leadership role to do that for the rest of the United Arab Emirates, which I think is a remarkable story. You mentioned, Anushe, that the MIT approach to understanding ecosystems around the world and understanding why some, like Dubai and Singapore and Boston and Silicon Valley, are successful, we look at multiple stakeholders. And it turns out that having really good corporate partners is crucial for the startup founders. Sometimes, as entrepreneurs, the startup founders think that they can succeed anywhere in the world because they have such great ideas. But it turns out that some parts of the world, like the United Arab Emirates, are much better for startups because they have good corporate partners, they have understanding public sector governments, and they have people who can provide the basic foundations. So I want to commend Al Tamimi not only for its support of these events and Anusha's wonderful Crimson Founders efforts, but also providing that understanding of the rule of law across these countries that is the foundation for good startup innovation ecosystems. And I'm very pleased to see from Ahmad's slides that Al Tamimi is in all of the GCC countries, but also in other MENA partners, because I think Dubai and the United Arab Emirates can help lift others, and Al Tamimi and Crimson Founders can help by bringing great ideas and support to startups in those particular places. Now, for those in the audience who are thinking about being founders here in the United Arab Emirates, I would say you are engaging with a world-class innovation ecosystem. From MIT research into what helps startups around the world, you are very fortunate to be engaging with Anushe's help and Al Tamimi's support in one of the places on the planet where your startup is more likely to succeed. I know when I was in Dubai in January, I met a number of startups, and it's amazing how many entrepreneurs from around the world, but especially from the Arabic-speaking world, just find the UAE such a wonderful platform for that very scary process of founding companies. So after those remarks, my thanks to Anushe and Ahmad. I want to turn it back to Anushe in case there's anything, knowing the crowd there, that she thinks I should particularly touch on, besides commending everybody for pulling this event together and trying to do your startup right there in the UAE.
Thank you so much, Dr. Phil. I think next time you're in Dubai, we should have Ahmad organized and his team. I have to thank Ahmad's team, Alia and Elena, for organizing such an amazing event. Next time you are here,
Shukran.
we should do one of these.
And I would like to thank you, Dr. Phil Baden, for always being there for us, for always being supportive. I don't remember one time I've called up in Dr. Phil to contribute or to support, and he said no. You were our ambassador in the United States. You were Al Tamimi's ambassador in the United States. So, and thank you for all your ongoing, continuous, positive role you play to support. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Ahmad. And I love that idea, Anushe, that when I next come back to Dubai, inshallah, that we can do an event and perhaps catch up with our friends. I'm only sorry that I'm not in Dubai at the moment because I am in 6 inches of snow in Boston. But I'm also sorry that I'm not able to spend more time with you today and hear all these amazing startups or come back for your more events. But I am very lucky that I have 2 of my top students from the MIT Sloan School, executive MBA students, Mohammed and Sahil, will be back in Dubai exploring opportunities that founders from Boston, whether they're Crimson MIT or Crimson Harvard, can perhaps come to the UAE and have that as their base to be working with the wonderful resources of the Emirates.
Here, Dr. Phil, tonight. They already arrived.
Oh, they're here? Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, thank you for making them so welcome. And while I cannot be there, they are both very smart and will be very supportive of this effort to link Boston with the UAE.
Dr. Phil. Now we are gonna go to our first demo, Amplified Industries. Incredible startup. Sebastian Manai. Sebastian.
Thank you, and thank you, Anush, for organizing all this, and thank you everyone for taking time to listen to us tonight. So my name is Sebastian Karim Manai. I was born and raised in France. I did a master's in physics in France and came to MIT to do master PhD postdoc in aerospace. I worked with Schlumberger a couple of years, gave me some ideas, and I decided to start this company. So there's a tremendous revolution in telecom that's coming. You basically now have ultra high-speed internet anywhere on the planet that's available. Yet when you visit, oil field, for example, or mining areas, you have devices connected at very low speed with ancient technology. So we decided to build a solution that would allow us to leverage all the promises of AI by collecting a huge amount of data on those networks. So without boring you with the details, today, if you follow 1 byte of data on an industrial area, it's very convoluted. It goes through very machines, through many servers, through many softwares. And by the time you reach a user, you've paid a huge amount of money for that piece of data. And you also have very little of it because whatever is the slowest link in your system is what limits the whole system. So we built something that went directly from our device to the cloud using 5G network and satellite communication, where we then build all kinds of mathematical and physical model and AI, and then we use that information to automatically control in real time all the machineries on the oil fields. So we build devices that are stick to the wells, to the compressors, to the tanks, and so on, to all those big toys. They all automatically connect with one another. Everything's wireless. Everything lasts 10 years on the set of battery and beams us the information that we need and allow us to control those motors. That's fed into the cloud where basically we do our secret sauce. I like to compare that to the medical world where, if you do one blood exam, you might have one marker that's off, but you don't know what's the issue. And then they add other tests, an X-ray, an ultrasound, a CAT scan, and so on to know. This is the same thing with just one signal. You don't know what's going on, but blending everything together allows us to know exactly what's happening at the surface and deep on the ground. So my team from right to left, simply put, is Eric is our money guy. He's a former PE guy from Houston, and that was in the oil and gas space. Louis is our computer scientist. He worked at several startups before joining us. Charles is a PhD in mathematics from originally French, and also that was at MIT with me after. I used to work with Total. And myself, so I used to work with Siemens and Schlumberger at MIT before starting this company, and I was in aerospace department and kind of changed from high up to deep on the ground. So we have over 2,000 systems deployed now. We're starting to have a significant revenue. We're in 10 states, and we're about to start to add our first international country with Mexico and the rest of South America coming over the summer. And we are closing our Series A Friday. So yeah, simply put, it's the next generation of operating system of backbone for heavy industrial operation. It's something that allows us to completely eliminate the spills while improving the financial metrics. We won many awards like the MIT 100K, Forbes 30, Clean Tech, and so on. And we've built a system that is now field tested and very scalable. So thank you for your time.
Now we are having Tim Cargill, founder of Spectrum, another incredible startup. All of them, I love all of them. I cannot even choose which one to invest in. Hopefully they'll give me a discount.
Thank you, Nisha. Yeah, I'm Tim Cargill, founder and CEO of Spectrum. Where's the clicker? It's the mouse. Where we're building technology to look inside the almost 500 billion bags, boxes, backpacks, things like this that move each year. And we're all familiar with airport or aviation security looking for threats and hazards. But what we don't realize is that's the minority of these types of packages. There's almost $100 billion in losses that result from fraud and errors that occur on the commerce side of all these package movements. Why is this allowed to happen? It's because the current system is very human-centric. It's built for aviation. It's built for a cost model that doesn't incorporate understanding how to move a small e-commerce package relative to a big piece of expensive luggage. So we're building a new model. We're instead of moving from a small fraction being scanned in passenger aviation to looking at every single bag, package, backpack that moves throughout the world each year. And we do this with some very unique technology. We have a patented radio-based system that can look inside of bags and packages far faster and far more economically than the X-ray system. We're 1/5 the weight, we're 5 times as fast, and we're just a fraction of the cost of using X-ray. And we're bringing this to market in 2 form factors. One called Checkstream here on the left, which is for security screening, for potentially a building like this or a venue or somewhere where you need to check bags entering that building for threats and hazards. And also for e-commerce on the right in the cargo stream, which looks inside packages potentially containing e-commerce moving on aircraft. So here's a quick demo of the Checkstream. You can walk through quickly, and as fast as you go through that metal detector, you can pick up the bag and go. Another person comes in, they've got maybe a suspect bag, and again, as fast as they can walk through, we've determined that there's a potential threat in that bag. We're selling that as a hardware as a service. We think it's a highly compelling model for the customer. It saves them 4 times the cost of manual inspection. So here's a quick demo of the Checkstream system. This can actually move much faster than is shown here, but it's designed for automation, and it's designed to look inside those boxes using the radio waves and identify things like how many items are in that box, whether it was a threat object in that box, and the type of object in the box. That's also being sold as a hardware as a service. And we think overall, even just international imports alone is a $2 billion market, all of the stuff coming across the border that might need to be tariffed or checked for drugs. All told, we think that there's over $250 million market potential by 2030, ramping up with both these products, and we've got the team to do it. I was MIT, spent about 12 years in the US federal government working security issues. Same with my colleagues. Leo was MIT, John Biddle was Harvard, also federal employees, and Eric Huckabee, who's here with me, built elaborate hardware systems to go out to the field. We've got $5 million of funding from the US federal government, and we're looking to do a Series A maybe late this year. Thank you.
Thank you. So Elad, founder of Rise, a FinTech company in Egypt. Did I say that?
Hi, everyone. This is got it. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Very excited to be here and appreciate the organization. I'm Elad, one of the founders, co-founders at Rise Bank, which is we're trying to build the first mobile bank in Egypt. It's really our vision, really to empower consumers and unlock new opportunities. Egypt has a very broken banking system today. We believe, and we see that all the time, people have limited access to accounts and credit. Costs are super high and a lot of inefficiencies at the market. There's a really poor customer experience delivered both through fintechs as well as through the banking systems. A lot of antiquated systems that are running today, as well as most of the banks don't have a digital solution, let alone apps, right? So the impact of those problems are massive. At the end of the day, 85% of consumers in Egypt are unbanked. And as a matter of fact, 99% are underbanked. They don't get the service that you would expect in other developed markets. And it's even more shocking on the credit card side. Basically, the credit market does not exist. Only 3% penetration of credit cards. There are 3 million cards in circulation, and the country is massive. Almost 125 million people with high internet penetration rate, good mobile adoption. And so when we saw that, we decided we want to build everything ground up. So we introduced Rise Bank. We're building Egypt's first mobile bank that's designed for speed, for consumers, for simplicity, for financial empowerment. Of course, the digital bank doesn't have any branches, and we want to solve everything with no paperwork. Everything is digital, combined also with 24/7 AI support. This is where we want to take Egypt into the future. We've been quite busy operating and building in the past year and a half. So we built layer by layer. We started with our lending capabilities. We added POS payment acceptance systems in the market. We launched our phone financing capabilities. We are able to also offer wallets to some of the consumers and track their history and a bunch of other stuff. We also developed eKYC capabilities, which neither of the companies already have it today. And really, our unfair advantage is our tech, risk, and data. We have a combination of high, world-class tech team, and also combined with AI experts. They're really kind of building Rise to be the most scalable digital bank in the region. Now, we kind of established also in the 1.5 years a very interesting go-to-market strategy. How do we acquire consumers when we want to scale consumer companies? We want to distribute the app and acquire customers without paying a lot of money to Facebook and Google. So we're acquiring customers through retail channels, retail partners. We signed up over 1,000, and we provide free signups for people to kind of try the product and kind of get a feel for it and then starting to use it. In the past year, we've had about 120,000 applicants that applied for a Rise account. We approved only 20,000. Again, we're kind of at the beginning testing a lot of stuff. That was done with zero paid money in acquisition. And we see a lot of the transactions that in the system are repeating transactions. So a very strong team. Both met, me and Monte met at MIT. This is how the idea came to life together with Evan Rotem. We have investors that started with us. Yu was a founding CPO of Nubank, and Ricardo is the chairman of Itaú Bank in Brazil, one of the biggest banks in Brazil. And we have great investors. There are global, BioTech, global brand from Japan. And so we raised about $6 million to date, and we're now also working on a Series A very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilan. You're going to have Tabish Sankrar from Encore Health Solutions. You're going to love his startup because we don't like health insurance companies.
Thank you, Anisha. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tabish Sankrar. I'm the CEO of Encore Health. I'd like to invite my co-founder, Zain Patrawala, who's the COO. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Thank you for joining us on a Monday evening.
3 minutes.
So first off, my name is Dan Patrawala. I am the COO of Encore Health. We are in the business of insurance claims and denials. And we recently heard about the United Healthcare CEO being shot in New York. We did not do it. I'm just letting you know. But it's a major problem around the US and in the world. So we'll just do a deep dive. So Anusha just gave me that look. She's like, you have 3 minutes. So let's do this. Check. Awesome. So this is a $137 billion problem annually. And what happens is that hospitals get denied insurance claims every day, or I would even say every minute. So let's walk through a quick example. Tabish, if you don't mind. So we're looking at a hospital generating $3 billion in revenue, right? With close to $350 million in denials every year. And what does it take to process these denials? 400 full-time employees and 120 billers. Now, what we looked at was it's a 17-step process, highly manual, and it takes 60 days to reclaim the money. Also, it takes another 60 days for insurance to approve that. So that's 120 days. So the hospital is definitely not getting paid for at least 180 days. And as you can see, the team that's required, you need denials folks, you need physician advisor, medical coders, billers, and CDI folks as well. So we came up with a solution to build a AI agentic workflow. So what does that mean? That basically means our tool can go in and have different agents. You have a billing agent, a coding agent, a physician agent, a nurse agent that can orchestrate the entire appeal of a denial. So something that takes 3 hours to do, almost like lawyers and paralegals putting a case together, we can do it under a minute and submit that, well, seconds. So, and resubmit that case right over. So let's go back to that problem statement again. $137 billion trapped every year in this back and forth. And we can process that very quickly. So let's talk about the team real quick. Oh, so that's our team record. We've actually been able to decrease denials from 16% down to 4%, reduce the bad debt and write-off from 4% to less than 0.3%, and increase revenue 5.4 million month over month for a hospital, just one hospital. That's our track record. We have some early clients. We are a revenue generating company. We have a major partnership with the Mayo Clinic. We have our two current clients, Cedars-Sinai and Seattle Children's. Virginia Mason is in our pipeline right now. So is Mass General Brigham. We have partnerships with the American Medical Association as well. We are HIPAA and SOC 2 compliant, our product. And we are also partnered with the American Health Information Management Association. So a lot of stuff for 3 minutes, but just a quick one on the team. Tabish, our CEO over here, has deep expertise in technology and business. That handsome guy right there. So I'm from aerospace initially, but I have spent 12 years as group COO for a aerospace company overseeing 5 companies. I also have a background in finance and strategy. And Dr. Christine Palermo, she's the rock star of us all. She spent 12 years in revenue cycle management overseeing 153 hospitals in the US, dealing with $30 billion in denial every year. So thank you very much. Please see us if you have any questions. And thank you for being here.
Just like to add to that, so ladies and gentlemen, this is a $1 trillion problem globally of waste in hospital administration. We are just about to kick off our seed round, which we close end of April. And I'm happy to share that having worked in this region before, especially with DHA, we've been invited by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to present our solution to actually work very closely with their backbone infrastructure for underwriting insurance claims. So if anyone's interested, we're very happy to speak more and talk about it. Thank you, Zaid, for that wonderful presentation. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anusha.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Zaid. Our next incredible startups is Hexam Bio. And welcome, Gabrielle. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gabriel. I'm the CEO of Hexam Bio. We are not your regular startup in that we work in longevity. So we are reversing aging with advanced stem cell therapy. Our technology was recently published in Nature. We were also featured in the New York Times. NVIDIA also featured us on NASDAQ at their 25th anniversary. I don't know if you knew, but all of your blood originate from a very few subsets of cells called the hematopoietic stem cells. And unfortunately, as you age, so are those cells. And it causes a reduction in platelet, which is your healing process, red blood cells, which is your oxygenation, and white blood cells, which is your first line of defense. But do not be worried, because we are introducing the first advanced stem cell therapy to really rejuvenate your blood. And it's a very simple, scalable therapy, in fact. You first take a pill, 24 hours later, you go and retrieve a blood sample from which you get rejuvenated your hematopoietic stem cells, and then you get them back as an infusion using a simple IV, just like if you were going to get some vitamin IV. And then it goes and compete with your older self and rejuvenate your blood. Now, you're not going to look like a 14 years old, but it will rejuvenate certain aspect of your body. Now, in the United States, aging is not yet considered as a disease, but as we are waiting for this, our younger blood actually has a cure for many different diseases, including our fastest advanced one, which is bone marrow transplant failure. We've had tremendous traction in the last 6 months of existence, although the therapy took about 10 years to be developed. As I mentioned, we were published in Nature. We just submitted a second Nature paper by invitation. We closed a pre-seed round on our first month of existence. We already submitted to the FDA for orphan designation, which really advanced us quickly to get to market within a 24 months period. We were fast-tracked recently from our Interact meeting, which is, as it says, the first meeting you have with the FDA, all the way to pre-IND meeting. So that saved us another 2 quarters just here. And finally, we have submitted 2 additional patents for a total of 7. We were recently invited to meet with the team at JP Morgan Healthcare Conference, the main one, to basically start working with them to develop and advance our next round. And we loosely opened a seed round. Now we may have place for 1 more investor, so this has to be updated. But Tim Draper, a billionaire in the United States, just invested in our company. And then finally, I put the Crimson Founder, for which I'm very excited to be here, because we believe that the Middle East also wants to live forever. Since it's a $1 trillion market, we expect the Middle East to advance very fast on the longevity aspect as well. Now our team is composed of 2 MD and 2 PhD from MIT, as well as UC Berkeley. We've done the Y Combinator and other large reputable organization. The lead of our advisory, for which I'm not disclosing the entire advisory because we have lots of clinicians or MDs that are actually in clinics and will bring our therapy, is Robert Langer, which is also the founder of Moderna and also is based at MIT. And finally, if you're interested to live forever, or if you want to invest in longevity, please reach out to me very soon. We are an AI and biology company, for which makes a lot more sense for us to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next startup is Bolt Insights by Oz. Oz, where are you? Oh, okay.
Quickly. 1 second. Hello. Yes. So we are Bolt Chat AI, and what we do is AI-powered consumer reviews. Now, what does this mean? Oh, sorry. Let's switch to this. So what does this mean? So I think you are familiar with consumer reviews. There are 2 kinds of them. Some of them are quantitative, where it's like multiple choice questions, surveys, where there's a high number of participants, but limited information. And then there's qualitative research, which is like long, deeper surveys, interviews, where you get quality, but you lack the scale and efficiency because you can't do it for so many people. They're expensive, they're hard to do. So what we have is the solution, which is AI-powered surveys. So end to end, the whole process is, so we have a solution for the whole process, from preparing the interviews, finding the participants, monitoring, and the survey itself with AI agents, with LLMs and such. And we have a, sorry, oops, did I mess up? Oh, okay, yes. So 1 second. Yes. So we have a team of, I'm not one of the co-founders, but I'm head of AI and the founder, Mr. Flight, basically. But we have a very experienced team that has been in this sector for a long time, like combined 75 years. The whole team has been in this field. And so across many sectors, the solution is actually used. And the product was launched November of 2023 and already generated about 3.5 million, and it's already break even, making profit, working with mostly Fortune, like the top 500, 1,000 companies across the world in different regions. And that's, I went too fast. Yes. Yes. Oh.
You here or 开店? I could have used this in school and say I'm preparing to come home from school, but it didn't exist then.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for staying at night. I'm going to talk about a topic maybe some of you are feeling right now, fatigue. I'm Yujie, the founder of Vocadian. We revolutionize workplace safety and health with predictive voice AI, saving hundreds of thousands of lives and millions of dollars. In the movie Ad Astra, the Major Roy undergoes a routine speech assessment before every high-risk space missions to evaluate fatigue and fit for duty. Imagine applying this technology in the real-world workplaces where fatigue and impairment causes injuries, accidents, and billions of losses every year. This is no longer a sci-fi. We're building this future with this world-class team. We bring top research expertise in AI, speech analytics, and deep experience in occupational safety and health and compliance. And I've been working with my co-founder for over 10 years building startups. We also have experience commercializing translational skills, commercializing speech biomarkers in clinical applications. We're the first one to apply this actively apply technology already in the clinical field into the industrial setting. Workforce fatigue is highly prevalent, but often underaddressed. In industry like transportation, mining, construction, and aviation, fatigue contributes more than $140 billion economic loss and over 100,000 accidents every year. However, in most of the industry today, still rely on self-reporting. Some industries have adopted machine-based testing, sensor-based telematics, or safety cameras, which are all reactive, intrusive, or ineffective. Effective fatigue management must focus on prevention beyond the real-time detection. That's where Vocadian comes in. Our product is a voice AI-powered B2B SaaS platform. Workers conduct pre-shift short speech assessment in just 30 seconds. Our AI will assess fatigue, predict risk, and inform the managers to optimize shift schedules, test dispatch, and take personalized interventions. This all happen without any extra hardware or evasive monitoring. And we also recognize that the successful adoption not only rely on technology, but also smooth integration. So we have our speech task smoothly integrate into the pre-shift compliance workflow, where workers conduct safety toolbox talks every day based on companies' legally required safety training. And this is not just a theory. Since launching, we've been working with industry-leading customers in our target segments, such as transportation, mining, and agriculture sectors. We've been working with, for example, Anglo America, Flavio, Sotracer, and also secured insurance partnerships in worker compensation liability. And we have achieved 100% retention in our paid pilots. Our previous pilot also demonstrates superior outcomes with 90% model accuracy compared to the industry standard measurements, 26% risk reduction, and 92% of the improvement in productivity in the workflow. Compared to other alternatives in the market, Vocadian is uniquely preventative, hardware-free, time-saving, and also designed product that align the incentives between the employees and employers. We're targeting initially this 11 billion market in the Latin and the US, with a plan for global expansion. And this is a growing market with stronger regular requirements on worker safety and health. We're currently raising 1.4 million pre-seed round to accelerate go-to-market motion. We have 2 annual contracts closing in the closing phase after pilot success. And this is Vocadian, and we're from ad astra to reality. We're redefining the standards of occupational safety and health worldwide. Thank you.
Yuji, Andrew, welcome. Dear friend Long, he has been coming for like 2 years now to Dubai.
They can't get rid of me. And by the way, just because you went to MIT doesn't mean you can control a clicker. There's not a course on that. So please forgive me if I'm running a little bit behind. Oops. Moving that. Anusha, can you help me a second? There we go. So side techs. We live at the intersection of cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. We've taken actually a quite different approach than the industry has done really history to date, in that we've built a platform that actually does full spectrum device to cloud coverage, which allows us to do some quite interesting things in terms of artificial intelligence. Some of our strategic partners, MIT's Cyber Defense Clinic uses our platform to help municipalities and hospitals evaluate their risk and remediate that risk. So our platform has the ability to do both, the assessment as well as the remediation. We're a partner of Marsh, the world's largest brokerage firm. We're a partner in 2 respects. One is if they have a client that is underprotected, we get a referral so that we can implement some or elements of our platform. But they've also recently launched in December their CMMC automation program. CMMC is a framework that's been mandated by the U.S. Department of Defense for all contractors. That's 350,000 contractors. And so we are actually a preferred partner to help automate that process for their clients. I won't go into the rest. Okay. See, maybe I should put my glasses on. There we go. So what is the problem? So you're never going to hear a CISO say, if I only had one more app, then my life will be complete. The problem we have today is we have a proliferation of many applications to solve the problem, and we have more problems. So that creates data silos, which is antithetical to the really clean deployment of artificial intelligence. So we give our clients visibility, risk assurance, and also a force multiplier in terms of the use of our artificial intelligence agent. So what does this allow us to do? In one platform, we can deliver on all of these services, everything from network security, DevSecOps, compliance automation, zero trust, and something that's actually also unique to us is our Autify solution. Autify sits on the enforcement side of compliance. Today, DoD and Health and Human Services rely on point-in-time audits or self-reporting, which is notoriously inaccurate. Autify actually is a system whereby an agency, a government agency, can query in real time a covered entity down to the control. So this is going to revolutionize how compliance is actually managed and enforced. We can replace all of these applications. We don't have to. We work well with others. We took an integration-first approach. So if you're a fan of CrowdStrike, great, we can work well with them. We integrate with over 120 applications currently. But again, we simplify the cybersecurity posture and provide much more visibility. Leo, by the way, that's the most creative thing my engineering team will ever do is that icon in the corner. Leo is our cybersecurity co-pilot. It's been trained on 6 different personas, everything from C-level executive, CISO, compliance manager, system engineer, and threat hunting. Well, C-level was very important because IT teams often have trouble convincing their C-level suite to spend money on cybersecurity. So this allows a CEO to go in and understand exactly, and ask a question and get a response back that's in language that they can understand with actually quantifiable risk reduction in terms of real dollars. Because we have a full view of the enterprise from device to cloud, this allows us to draw in all of the information into one seamless dashboard. We have a built-in SIM, so if there are other applications that we're integrating with, it's not a problem. And it allows you to get real know-now visibility. So all of the risks across the enterprise are aggregated in this risk repository. And it's stratified based on the actual environment and the risk associated with that in terms of likelihood of occurrence and the cost associated with that. Audify, this is a real game changer. We have POCs right now with some government agencies, including the Department of Defense. We are here in Dubai and we'll be in Abu Dhabi talking to some government agencies about testing the oversight framework for the UAE IA, Department of Defense for CMMC, and for Health and Human Services HIPAA compliance. This is the example I was talking about. So in essence, this would allow a centralized agency or a centralized company, if they have subsidiaries, to actually know in real time what the actual compliance disposition is for the covered entity in real time. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Sangwon Park, who will represent Extra. And this is something that my brother-in-law, who is in commodity trading, and I think many in UAE who are commodity traders would use.
Thank you. Is this thing on? Okay. So, yeah, my name is Park Sang-won. I'm one of the co-founders of Extra, and our flagship product is called Treasury Safe. It's actually called Trade Safe. I'm not sure what this slide is conveying here, but we're basically tackling the problem of cross-border trade settlements and finance, which is a global thing, but we're actually starting off by focusing on Southeast Asia. And this is mostly a north-south trade, primarily commodities exporters doing rice or coal or mangoes being sent from Thailand or Indonesia to buyers in mainland China. Let me go back to the team here. So my two co-founders are, well, one of them's en route from Singapore right now, Daniel. And our other co-founder, Gerardo, is based in London. So we're kind of a distributed team spread across Asia and the UK. And really, what we're trying to do is disintermediate commodities trading, or it could be any kind of cross-border trade. And we're doing this on blockchain rails to basically address growing concern in certain parts of the world, certain jurisdictions, on the censorability of transactions settled over the SWIFT network. And we're not trying to replace that, obviously, but we're trying to provide alternatives to that type of settlement. So what's the problem today? There's lots of problems in commodities trading. Probably not the number one. The top two would be performance risk and payment risk. Performance risk is, okay, well, what if I bought some rice and somebody put on a vessel the wrong type of rice, or the rice was spoiled in transit, something like that. There's some issue with the commodity. You've got payment risk. This is that the buyer is just not good for the money. So typically in today's world, that is addressed with a letter of credit type of structure. But by putting this stuff on a public blockchain, we can use an escrow that will make it very transparent to everyone, basically, that the funds are there. Then we have currency risk. In commodities trade, typically US dollars are still used today. That may be changing in the future, near future, but it's the reality of today's kind of trade. And if you're a buyer and seller, let's say in China and Indonesia, you may not want that exposure to the FX risk, the foreign exchange risk, right? And then other risks, this could be primarily like geopolitical, like some country doesn't approve of your the commodities you're trading, or there's some kind of issue with your banking system. Basically, we'll call it like transaction censorship. I'm just gonna kind of skip through this here in the interest of time. I'm the engineering guy, not the marketing person. Let's go right to here. So let's just look at a pilot trade. This is something we're actually actively engaged in right now. This is a coal trade between Indonesian mines, which are exporting coal to Chinese buyers, usually for smelting steel or iron ore. So this originates with the buyer and seller, kind of off-chain, agreeing on the terms of the contracts. And of course, the buyer at this point, once the contract is executed, needs to show proof of funds. So within the TradeSafe system, this is going to go into a public blockchain, into an escrow wallet, we would call it. Just think of it as an escrow account. And at this point, the seller is able to go out and raise the financing if they need to go and buy the coal, or if they don't need that, they can just go straight to the source and obtain the coal. All of this process typically takes between 60 to 90 days. And while the funds are sitting in the escrow, the secret sauce that we're offering is the buyer's funds are accruing interest at the risk-free rate of something like 4.5% to 10% based on the yield of the token. We are currently in pre-seed mode. We started in August and are actively raising. If you want to find out more about the startup and check out our deck, you can scan this QR code. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next one is E62 Bio, and it was shocking when I saw the map on how many kids in the Middle East are born with leukemia. And Cristiano is here to save them with $1. Am I correct?
You are. Well, let's hope so. Thanks, Anusha. Thanks, Tamimi, and thank you, all of you, for being here today. I know that everybody's tired. Some of us are jet lagged. And I was planning to do something, but let's do something different. Today, I was reading the newspaper about that meteor. Did you guys read about it? That meteor that's going to hit Earth like in 2030. And I was like, come on, not again. I still don't even have kids. I won't have kids and this kind of stuff. But then eventually I figured out, come on, we'll make it. I've already been through an almost extinction event in my lifetime. I'll make it through a second one. I don't know if you guys remember some bad memories. 5 years ago, we all faced COVID, right? And we, as a species, we joined together and came up with a solution for COVID, right? For the first time in human history. So I want you guys to raise your hands, those who used rapid tests back then during COVID. I guess that pretty much everybody, right? So it was a problem that happened to all of us. But what if I told you that the profile of diseases in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia, in the Levante region, in South America is different? Of course it is, right? And in the emerging markets, there is an opportunity for tests, rapid tests that address their specific disease profile, right? And that's what we do at E62. So we're a biotech company that develops rapid tests at a low cost, focusing on the developing world, focusing on the emerging markets, right? And why do we need this? So first of all, right now we don't want to have tests that like take a long time. We want to have those tests that are ready like in a very short amount of time. The second point is that after COVID, infectious diseases, they're one of the fastest growing test types nowadays. Over 40% of the tests focus on infectious diseases. And we still don't have enough good tests, all right? And I guess the third point is that since COVID, right now we can test at home, right, for flu and these other diseases, right? So we at E62, we came up with our own proprietary technology in which you can come up with rapid tests for less than $1. You get the results in less than 10 minutes. You don't need electricity. You don't need a lab, right? You can send it to remote areas. And if I want to run like some tests in the middle of the Amazon, I can send my tests there. And why am I talking about this, right? It's a $37 billion market. But when you look at the emerging markets, it's $16 billion and it's still underserved, right? And especially in Brazil, $400 million market. And why am I talking about Brazil? Because Brazil has made it mandatory for every pregnant woman to be tested for HTLV. HTLV, it's a virus that increases the likelihood of you developing leukemia or lymphoma during your lifetime. And how do you get infected by it? Through breastfeeding. So if the pregnant woman is tested and it's positive, she won't breastfeed. That kid will take formula and they won't be infected. HTLV is increasing. There are 70 million people infected by HTLV. And we need to test all these pregnant women. And we have the first patent for a rapid test on HTLV. And since it's a platform technology, now it's HTLV, then it's HIV, then it's syphilis. I want still much more of your time, okay? This is our team. I'm an MD, Cristiano. I might not be the smartest guy here, but I'm pretty sure I'm the most handsome. We have Lucas, he's our scientist, cardiologist, postdoc, Harvard postdoc, works with rapid tests. Ihab from Tunisia, worked with the World Bank, basically helped distribute drugs during the pandemic. Mauricio is our money guy, and special thanks to Professor Harvey Lodish. In the 1980s, he developed the enzyme replacement therapy, found a company called Genzyme, sold it to Sanofi for $20 billion. Right now, his dream is to create a startup that attends the needs of the emerging markets, right? And if you guys want to know more about it, please reach out and have a good night. Thanks, Anusha.
Thank you, Cristiano. Next, we have Niraj, cash flow, which helps us with accounting, which is very scary. One reason I still haven't got my green card is because I'm scared of US taxes.
Well, we're going to solve that for you. My name is Niraj Kumar. I am the CTO of Cashflowy. Many years ago, I built a solution for Deloitte, which basically used machine learning. They paid us millions of dollars to build it. This was for my consulting firm that I was running. We built software, and it took us over a year or 2 years to build that out. And they won many awards for the best sort of audit accounting software. Well, fast forward now, AI came out, and we thought, well, why can't we replicate the same thing for solopreneurs with AI? So let's tackle first a small problem, which actually is a huge market, freelancers, solopreneurs, small businesses that hate doing accounting, hate the concept of dealing with this. Well, now, 69% of them use a spreadsheet, and you know what can go wrong with that. 31% use bookkeeping software, which they hate. Imagine AI does this for you. It automatically connects to your bank, automatically pulls your transaction, categorizes them, creates your P&L, balance sheet, all the reports, and there's an AI bot that talks to you and answers all your questions. So that's our winning formula, really. And also sends out invoices for you, automatically creating them, reconciling that they're matching, and the money that you're receiving from the clients has actually come into your bank account. It's a 24/7 personal assistant. I actually still currently run 2 software firms, one in the US, one in Puerto Rico, which is where I'm based. I pay $500 a month to each of those accounting firms, and I don't know why, honestly, because what I want is an agent that I'm talking to, voice conversation, available all the time, not that I send an email, 2 days later I get a response, maybe it answers my question, maybe it doesn't. Instantly I'm talking and understanding, and it actually knows my financials. It has access to all the data, all the invoices, all the bank transactions, all my history of questions, and it responds in clear, simple language, explaining to me what's going on with my books. So that's Cashflowy, huge market, ready for disruption. We're growing fast. Our path to 60 million is based on new products that we'll introduce. This is the first one. Next up is TaxFlowy, automated taxes. After that, WealthFlowy, and many others along the way. We're partnering with affiliate partners, influencers, podcasts to go get that rapid growth. Heidi is the CEO. She wasn't able to make it here. She's built and sold 4 businesses, so a serial entrepreneur. I am the CTO. I'm from MIT Sloan, did my MBA there, worked at Goldman Sachs before, built my own company with over 100 people building software for clients, and now doing Cashflowy. And we're raising 2.5 million at 10 million, which I think is a steal. Basically, if you're interested, come talk to me afterwards. Thanks.
Thank you, Niraj. Okay, our last startup, it's Leo from ML Tech, and from an industry that I think Dubai is it for it, and the second place is Miami, where he is from. Yes, let me. Okay, I need the tech. So blockchain.
Thank you. So I'm going the last, and I'm the last thing that separates you from the networking session. So thank you for the organizing, and it's great to hear all the other startups. So ML Tech, my name is Leo Minduk. I'm co-founder and CEO of ML Tech. We built a wealth management platform for institutional clients and digital assets. So we provide investors with a variety of different products and bespoke portfolios. We have more than 20 institutional clients on the platform already, with the average check size of 5 million plus on the platform. So the reasons why investors come to us: we provide secure and transparent way to access digital asset strategy with diverse menu of quant strategies. We provide also 24/7 risk and monitoring system, as well as a real-time marketplace of different investment products. So here is a little bit overview of our ML Tech AI platform. So investors can come and they can see a variety of investment products, compare them, get a tailored investment advice. We also provide advanced portfolio analytics and optimization, as well as customization specific for your particular needs, right? So for wealth management, you know, if you go to Amazon or you go to Netflix, you have personalized choices there. For wealth management, it doesn't really exist, so that's what we're solving. And when investors invest, they get a strategy and risk views, historical rate of returns data, integration into their back office operations. So this is just the beginning. So we've been building the wealth management vertical, which includes a variety of different products, AI-driven wealth management. After that, we're going to go after trading and execution services, and a lot of infrastructure that we've built, which is exchange connectivities, risk, P&L, portfolio views. We actually plan to offer this as a service to different institutional clients. So last year, we generated more than 5 million in revenues, and we are backed by some of well-known VCs. There is also University of Chicago, which is a little taboo here, but they are also investor in the company. So we already have a presence here in the region, and we are looking for strategic partners to help us with distribution locally. To learn more information, you can scan the QR code and talk to me after. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your presentations. We also have some executives from the industry, entrepreneurship ecosystem. We have Rasha and Saeed here, and Ahmad. Also, we have some people who we would love for you to come and share about the entrepreneurial ecosystem. I'm going to start with Rasha, and then we start with Saeed from In5, and then Ahmad from Muhammad. Sure. So I don't know. I don't know. Russia. But please, after come, and then we will have Saeed from In5, which they have also an entrepreneurial ecosystem, which I also love to learn more about. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rasha. I'm immunologist. So I'm interested in the two companies, the BioTech. I'm immunologist. My background, actually, I'm a dentist as a background, and then I got my PhD in Sorbonne, Paris Descartes, and then I moved to Singapore, and I worked a lot in bridging innovation, industry, and academia. So I was from hardcore academia to industry, and here in Dubai since 3 years ago, 3 years now. It's mind-blowing what's happening in Dubai for entrepreneurs. So I will talk a little bit about entrepreneurship, since I know as companies, you're looking for investment, you're looking for maybe advisory, how the ecosystem, Tamimi, obviously, they have their own support as well. So I would say, compared to Singapore, Dubai right now is in a better place to support startups like yourself, because there is a clear vision from, of course, the management, from the governors of the different emirates, what they need from you. They are very clear. It's all about updating innovation. They don't want copycat anymore. They really want innovation. They want to be the top. And that's why, actually, when you approach, I hope tomorrow in Investopia with VCs, they are aware what's happening. It's really something they are competing. For my company, I work a lot with biotechs, and here from a health tech perspective, there are new authorities to help in clinical trials. There are some funding from the government for clinical trials, partnerships, CROs. So it's really there. You need to build a network, obviously, and at the end, I want to take too much of your time because I want Saeed to talk about In5, which is, I'm very biased toward it, so I won't say more. Build your village, build your network. People here are really willing to help. Not everyone, but I think with the time you will see how you can filter who can help. And from there, I'm sure you will have an amazing start here in Dubai. And I'm happy to take more questions later on in the networking session. Thank you.
Ladies first, Saeed, always. Also, here in Dubai, it's always ladies first, and in Abu Dhabi, so that's one of my most favorite things. Thank you.
Thank you. First off, thank you, Ahmed, for the invite. It's a great event to be at. Great pitches, very interesting propositions, ranging from fintech to medical. It's quite interesting. I'm just going to talk a little bit about who we are and how we support innovative businesses. So I represent Mohammed bin Rashid Innovation Fund. We are a federal government initiative that's mandated to support innovative businesses. And how we do that, we have two ways or two unique programs. One is financial, where we provide access to affordable debt for, let's say, scale-ups, for growth stage businesses that have, let's say, up to a year of establishment in the country. You can think of it as a venture debt, but without the warrants, without the convertibles. It's very competitive and compelling offer in the UAE in terms of the amounts, the ticket size, in terms of the repayment period, the interest rate, which is the cheapest in the country. And of course, it doesn't come with any sort of securities, personal securities, which is quite unique in the UAE. We also have another offering which helps as, you can think of it as a launch pad in the UAE. It's an accelerator program. It's a non-financial program in the sense that we do not take any stake in the business, nor do we charge the founders. It's a non-for-profit initiative to support international innovative businesses, as well as UAE-based, regionally based businesses to come and scale in the UAE and beyond. Being a federal government initiative gives us a little bit of an edge compared perhaps to other programs in the ecosystem, because we can tap into local as well government entities and initiatives. We like to think of ourselves as an enabler in the ecosystem. by working with different stakeholders, including Tamimi, which have been a great support to our members, other ecosystem players like In5, Hub 71, Shura and Sharjah. So we work together to foster innovation in the UAE and elevate the pathway for innovative businesses to scale and grow in the country. So far, we have supported over 170 members, originating from about 30 countries around the world. We have provided financing of almost $10 million. We're quite selective when it comes to financing because this is federal funds that are being deployed for the benefit of the UAE. In terms perhaps of, I can touch upon the sectors. So we are directly linked to the UAE government innovation strategy in terms of the sectors that we focus on. So you can think of us as quite sector agnostic, but anything that brings value to the UAE that adds an impact on the GDP of the country, enables the youth of the country to proceed their entrepreneurship journey and, have the innovation as, a built-in in the way they think. This is, the type of businesses we'd like to support and see grow and scale in the UAE. Again, great pitches. I won't take much of your time, but I would love to, if you have any questions, to speak to whoever is interested at the networking time. Thank you so much, Ahmed, again. Dear sir.
Hello, good evening. My name is Saeed Al-Nofili. I'm the Vice President of N5 Innovation Centers. So I think I'll tell you a story. I'm affiliated with MIT through my education. I did my master's in Master Institute, which had a collaboration with MIT. So MIT is very dear to my heart. So what I want to say is 10 years ago, I started my journey as an entrepreneur. Through research, I built a startup. And from there, started to work on, produce my patent, work in deep tech, and bring this system to the market. But I struggled when I reached investment. So I went to China, spoke to a lot of companies to build a product. And then when I came back here, and I spoke to every single investor, but they were scared to invest in hardware product. And I'm sure some of you understand that headache. So now from there, I started to work with startups and go into that ecosystem. So instead of going back to engineering, I said, no, I'm going to start working in business because that's what my new interest has become. So I joined, local incubators until today. I lead the biggest incubator in the country. Today, we have around 410 incubated active startups right now, and we've supported more than 1,000. So N5 is an entity under TCOM Group that supports startups in tech, design, media, and science. And our recent, after our 10-year anniversary, we've introduced N5 Science to cater to the science startups. We had them, but we didn't have specifically to support them. So now we're working with Russia in order to support the science companies and also other players who are there. So we're building this ecosystem. Like we said, we've started with, let's say, copycats, e-commerce, and so on, that things are maybe our investors are comfortable to invest in. But now the government is really going into deep tech and trying to support entrepreneurs in the science sector. So we're really excited to support this bunch. Right now, we have around 45 to 50 companies, but we're looking to double down on this. So seeing all these pitches, and I see what I love about what you guys have something that is ready, could be plugged in straight into the industry. And I'm sure, like I said, our leadership now are trying to push with more innovation. Maybe you guys heard about the 750 million R&D fund that has been introduced by the government of Dubai. And this is to be deployed in the next 2 to 3 years. And of course, there is a lot of things that are coming up. So here we are as an incubator to support all the science and deep tech companies to come into the market with, introducing you. I'm already actually discussing with some of you to introduce you to companies from my network or our TCOM network. And we look forward to discuss with you and, of course, to push more innovation into our ecosystem, not only in Dubai and UAE, but, of course, the MENA region. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. So let's go back to food. But I want to end this session by thanking United Arab Emirates. My family have been coming here, like we came back 2012. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful place to live. And I am 100% confident that our first time visitors are going to keep coming back here. It's safe, it's the quality of life. And again, everybody here is super welcoming and they want to innovate and embrace innovators. And this is going to be your second home. It has been my second home and first home and second home and first home again. So I am confused. And this is going to happen to all of you after this trip. I guarantee it. Ahmed, thank you so much. If there's anything you want to add, I want to again thank Alia and Elena, who I brought this session to them overnight. And literally this happened in a week. We put this together. Alia, thank you so much for being here and everything you've done. Ahmed.
Thank you, Anusha. Thank you very much for Crimson Founders for the wonderful partnership, collaboration, and for the wonderful always ideas and initiatives. To be honest, Anusha did the major of the work, most of the work, if not all the work. Thank you, Anusha. Thank you for being with us today. We're very delighted to have you here. We're committed to supporting innovation and entrepreneurship in the United Arab Emirates. And please feel free to reach out if you need from us anything. Nice music, by the way, no? Do reach to us, please, if you have any queries or you need any support. You have Anusha's contact information, my contact information, and as Anusha mentioned, we're here to support and to help. And I'll stop here. Thank you.